Hello everyone. So in this particular video we are going to start a new AWS service, AWS Glue. It's very important service from a data engineering perspective. So what is a AWS Glue usage, everything we'll understand in this video. So let's start. What is a AWS Glue? AWS Glue is a serverless ETL service on AWS. What is AWS Glue? With the help of the AWS Glue, you can perform a ETL operation in a AWS. So in AWS space, if you have to do a ETL operation, what actually you will use? You will use a AWS Glue, and also it is a serverless. It is also a serverless, means you do not have to manage a server for this. AWS will manage a server for you. In simple word, AWS Glue is used to extract the data, clean and transform a data, and load the data into another place automatically without managing the server. So in a AWS space, if you have to do a ETL operation, what actually we will use? We will use a AWS Glue. Now let's try to understand ETL. We are saying about ETL, right? Now what is ETL means? ETL means E for extract, E for extract, T for transform, T for transform, L for load, load. What generally happens whenever we work in a company, right? We generally have a data into a multiple places. For taking example, suppose you have one of the data source that is available in a SQL server. SQL server. Suppose your transaction data is available in a SQL server. Similarly, suppose you have one of the data that is available in your cloud, or for taking example, suppose few log data is coming into a S3. Similarly, few of the data suppose is available in a SharePoint. Through a SharePoint you are getting a data. Suppose few of the data which is available, which is coming through a SFTP. Like that, the generally we see in a real time, we generally have a data into a multiple place. And what generally we want to load the data into one single place. So as of now you can see, right, I have a SQL server data, I have a S3 data, share point data, SFTP data, I have a data in a multiple place. What is my requirement? I want to extract this all the data, means I want to extract this all the data, and generally this data is not clean. So what we'll do, we'll try to perform a transformation. What I will do, I will try to perform a transformation, means I want to remove a duplicate, I want to clean a data, I want to perform a joining, because whatever the data is here, right, I want to perform a joining, means I want to do a transformation, and finally I want to load into a final destination. So what is a ETL? ETL means we are extracting a data which is available in a multiple place. Like here you can see we have a multiple data, we are extracting those data. T means we are transforming a data, means we are cleaning it, we are removing the duplicate, we are performing a joining, and finally we are loading into a final destination. So that is a ETL. So in a AWS space, if you have to do this operation, what actually we will use? We will use a AWS Glue. What does AWS Glue do? It will extract the data, it will read the data from a different sources like S3, database, log, JSON, CSV and all. First it will extract the data, it will do a transformation, it will clean the data, remove a data, it will change the data type, it will do a joining, and finally it will load the data into S3, Redshift or another analytical system. So what is AWS Glue? With the help of the AWS Glue, we do a ETL operation, and it is a serverless, means we do not have to manage the server. AWS will manage a server for you. Now let's understand what was the problem before Glue. Before Glue, we had data in many places. Generally we see, right, we have a data into a multiple places. We needed a Spark cluster or server, we need a heavy setup and maintenance, and it was a costly, means we have to do a ETL operation, right? For that the whole setup was required, we were using a Spark cluster and we were doing a ETL operation. But after Glue, right, you do not have to set up a cluster, you do not have to manage a server, you do not have to worry about the scaling. AWS will manage everything for you. You have to pay only when the job runs. Means suppose you have to do a ETL, right, only whenever you are running this operation, only for those you have to pay. You do not have to worry about your scaling part, you do not have to worry about maintenance part, you do not have to worry about the server part. So that's why it's very important. So what is AWS Glue? It is a serverless ETL service provided in AWS. Now let's try to understand about what are the core components of AWS Glue. So in a AWS Glue architecture, if you'll see, right, these are the core components which is available. Like here you can see we have a data store, we have a crawler, we have a data catalog, right? Let's try to understand this all the things which is available in a AWS Glue. The first and important thing is like Glue catalog. Glue catalog. First component is a Glue catalog. Now in the diagram, if you'll see, right, where actually Glue catalog, this is the Glue catalog. Now what is a Glue catalog? It is a central metadata store. It is a central metadata store. It stores table name, column name, metadata type, file location in S3. So in AWS Glue, right, we have a Glue catalog. In AWS, you will see Glue catalog. Glue catalog. Now in this Glue catalog, all the metadata information will be available, like what is your table, what is your column name, what is the schema of the particular table. All those information will be available in a Glue catalog. So this is the first component which is available. So what is a Glue catalog? It is a central place where all your table information, all your table column information, all the schema information, everything will be available in a Glue catalog. Now the second and the important thing is like second component is a Glue crawler. What is a crawler? It will scan the data automatically. It will detect the schema and it will create the data. It will create the table in a data catalog. So what generally happens, right? Suppose you have a data in S3. For taking example, I have a data in S3. Now my data is coming in a CSV. So generally I get a schema like I have ID, I have a name, and I have a salary. Like this the schema generally come in a CSV. So what I do, I read this data and I finally store into my table, final table after cleaning it. Now suppose my schema got changed. Previously I was receiving ID, name and the salary only, right? Now suppose now I am getting ID, name, salary as well as the department also. Now you can see here new schema got added. New schema got added. So in this case what will happen, when you will run your data pipeline, right? So generally what we do, only previously only three column was available, three schema was available, and based on that we have built the data pipeline and it was running successfully. Now you can see one more column got added, one more schema got added. So what Glue crawler does is like, first it will go to your S3 bucket, whatever the file, right? It will detect the schema. It will detect like new department got added. It will detect the schema like new department got added, and this schema like it will store into a Glue catalog. So in Glue catalog we store about the table, right? We store about whatever the schema, right? So what Glue crawler will do, it will go to the your source, it will go to the S3, it will detect like new schema got added, and it will finally it will store into a Glue catalog. So I hope you got the idea what is Glue data catalog. It is the central place where we have information about the table, where we have information about the column, where we have information about the schema, like what are the column which is available. Now what Glue crawler does is like it will go to your source, it will detect the schema. If any new schema is there, right, it will detect and it will add into your Glue crawler. So that is the work of the Glue crawler, and it is very useful because our source schema keep on changing, right? So when you will run the Glue crawler, it will detect the schema and it will add so that your pipeline will not fail. Now let's understand about the third component, Glue job. What is a Glue job? It actually ETL code. What is a Glue job? It is a actual ETL code. It uses a Apache Spark. It is written in a PySpark. What is a Glue job? Where we use all the ETL code operation, where we use Apache Spark, and where we write a PySpark code for the execution. Now next is the Glue trigger. What is a Glue trigger? It will run the Glue job. What is a Glue job? It is actually a ETL code, whatever the operation we are doing, right? Now what is a Glue trigger? With the help of the Glue trigger, we will run this ETL job. Like suppose you have to trigger this ETL job at 2 o'clock, right? With the help of the Glue trigger, we do. So I hope you got the idea about the component of the AWS Glue. In practical, when we'll do, right, we'll understand more about this, what actually it does. But as of now, you understand it's like, if I'll show you here, what is a data catalog? In this data catalog, we store all the information like whatever the table you have, whatever the column you have in this particular table, whatever the schema you have, right, everything we store into a data catalog. It's like a one central place where all your table, column, every information, metadata information will be available. Now second is a crawler. What crawler will do? Crawler will go to your source. It will detect the schema. It will scan your whole file and it will detect the schema, like if any new schema changes happen, and based on that it will write into a glue catalog. It will update the glue catalog. So that is the work of the crawler. Now what is your job? Glue job. Glue job is like ETL code. So you can see whatever the ETL operation, right, for that whatever PySpark code we write, that is nothing but a glue job. Now we have a trigger. With the help of the trigger we schedule for the particular time period. So that is the whole component of the AWS Glue. When we will do a practical, right, we will understand more about this. How AWS Glue works step by step. First is like data stored in S3. For taking example, suppose your data is stored in S3. Glue crawler will scan the data, your S3 data. Whatever the schema, right, it will detect, it will store into a catalog, and glue job will read the data, and after that whatever the ETL operation we do, right, transformation, everything we'll do, and finally we'll write into the final destination. How actually it works? Suppose we have a data into S3. Now what actually I want to do? I want to read this. So first I will use a crawler. What crawler will do? It will scan this, whatever the schema will detect, right, it will store into a data catalog. After that ETL job, right, ETL job will read this data catalog, and based on the all the transformation it will do, and finally it will load into the final destination. So that's how our whole glue job works. Coming to the pricing, you have to pay per job runtime. Whenever you are running the run, right, whenever you are running the job, for that you have to pay. It is based on the DPU, data processing unit. No idle cost, no server cost. That is the thing you have to remember for the AWS Glue. I hope you got high level idea about the AWS Glue. When we will do a practical, we'll understand more about this. Hello everyone. So in this particular video, we are going to understand about AWS Glue crawler and the AWS data catalog. So in previous video, we got a high level idea, but in this video with practically, we are going to see about the AWS Glue crawler and AWS data catalog use case. It's very important interview question also. First thing they will ask, what is a crawler means, what is a data catalog means, what is the usage and all. So this is an important topic. That's why we are doing it again. So let's start. What is a AWS Glue crawler? AWS Glue crawler is a automatic schema detector. In simple word, crawler looks at your data file and figure out the column, data type, structure automatically. For a taking example, suppose you have a S3 bucket. Now in this S3 bucket, you are keep on getting a file. Suppose you have a CSV file, CSV1, CSV2, CSV3, like that on a daily basis you are keep on getting the file. Now what glue crawler will do, based on it will first scan your S3, it will scan your data, and based on that it will detect the schema. Suppose in a CSV we are getting a schema like ID and the name. So what actually it will do, it will scan your whole bucket, and based on that it will detect the schema, like we have a schema of the ID, we have a schema of the name, and also it will store the column as well as their data type. Suppose ID is an integer, name is a varchar, right? So this kind of the thing crawler will do. It will scan your whole source, and based on that it will detect the schema. So that is a glue crawler. Now coming to the glue catalog. What is a glue catalog? Glue catalog is a central metadata repository. In simple word, catalog is a dictionary of your data lake. What is a glue catalog? Glue catalog is a place. Glue catalog is a place where your whole information about all the DB, all the table, every information will be available into this particular catalog. Like suppose I have a multiple table, right, table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, like multiple DBs and all, right, and each table we have a multiple column, right. So all those information will be stored into a catalog. It's like a central metadata repository where all the information about DB, table, column, data type, S3 location, everything will be available. So what is a glue crawler? Glue crawler will detect the schema, but whatever the schema it is detecting, right, it is getting saved into the Glue catalog itself. So it will have information about database, table name, column name, data type, S3, everything. It will be stored into the catalog itself. Now, in a one line, if you want to understand, right, in one line, if you want to understand about Glue crawler and the Glue catalog, Glue crawler automatically scan the data source like S3 to detect the schema and create or update table in a Glue catalog. So that is a Glue crawler. It will scan and it will update into a catalog. What is a Glue catalog? It is a metadata repository that store table definition and in schema information for data stored in a AWS data. So in AWS data, whatever the table, whatever DB, anything, right? All the schema information, all the metadata information will be stored into a Glue catalog. Let's take one of the use case and let's try to understand. So what we will do with the practical, we have a S3. What we will do in S3, we will try to store a CSV, and here we will have a schema of the CSV like ID, name, something schema will be there. Now what we'll do, we'll create one crawler. What this crawler will do, it will go, it will scan this S3 and based on the whatever the schema it will detect, right, it will try to store into a data catalog. This practical we are going to do. First thing, we will store with the this schema, and after that we will add a more schema and we will run a crawler and we'll see whether our new schema is getting updated into a catalog or not. So this is the practical we are going to do. Let's see, in practical you will get more idea. So what I will do, I will open my AWS account. So I open a AWS account. What I will do, I will search for the Glue here. So search for the Glue, AWS Glue, we can see, right? Click on this AWS Glue. Once you will click on the AWS Glue, right, in the left side you will see couple of options, like you can see in data catalog, tables, ETL jobs, data connections and all. If you click on the data catalog, right, here you will see a database, table, schema, connection, crawler. So we will see how to create a crawler. Click on the crawler. So as of now, no crawler is there. Before to that, what we'll do, we'll create one S3 bucket also. I will create one S3 bucket where we'll try to store a data. So I will open in a new tab. I will try to create one S3 bucket. There I will store one of the file. So as of now, let's see we have any of the bucket or not. Or let's create a bucket. I'll give the bucket name as a first we have to give the bucket name, right? Order data bucket something. I will give random name. This is the bucket I am creating. Create bucket. In this bucket, what I will do, I will try to store a, you can see order data bucket I have created. In this order data bucket, I will create a folder. I will give the folder name as a order. So this will contain all the order related data. So that's why I am giving the folder name as order. Create a folder. Click on this and let's try to upload a file. Let's try to upload a file. Add files. Let's upload the first order v1 file. Click on the upload. Now if I'll show you this order v1. So this order v1 file contain order ID, amount and the country, and this is the data it contains. So this is the data. You think like on a daily basis this order data you are getting into this particular bucket. Now we have updated one file. Now we will see how to create a crawler. So come to this data catalog, you can see crawler, right? Click on the create crawler, give the crawler name. So I will give the crawler name as a order, and after that you can give any name in the crawler, and after that click on the next. Is your data already mapped to the Glue table? No, not yet, right? After that click on the data source where your data is S3, right? After that you have to select the path where your data is available. So my data is available in a order data bucket in this order folder. So I'll select this, and after that you will get couple of options: crawl all subfolder, crawl new subfolders only. So in this particular folder, whatever the all subfolders will be there, right, it will scan whole, or if any new subfolder only is there, then only it will scan. So we will select all subfolder, do the scan, and after that click on the add S3 data source. After that we have a option custom classifier, add a new classifier. Here you can give the classifier like whether it is a CSV, JSON or XML. I'll select the CSV and it is a comma separated. So these are the thing actually you can mention here. Click on the give the classifier name as a CSV order. Let's give any name. Click on the create. This is one we have added. Come here, refresh this. You can select this. This is optional, but if you want, you can select this. After that, existing IMRL, if you already have IMRL, you can do that, or you can create a new one. So I am going to create a new one, order test something. This is a one IMRL will be created. So this is one we will use. Click on the next. A database name, we have to create a new database so that uh, under this database table, right? First crawler will do a scanning, whatever the schema, right? In the database under the table only it will store. So we have to create a database. So click on this add database, give any database name and give the name as a order. You can give any name, create a database. One database will be created. Refresh this. You will see order database and we will select this and crawler schedule, whether you want to run crawler hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, you can select, or on demand. We want to run on demand, right? We'll select this. Click on the next. Click on the create crawler. What will happen? Crawler will be created. Now if you click in the crawler, right, if you will see one crawler got created. We have created one database, right? So in the left side you can see database. Here you can see order database also got created and table also. So this is a data catalog. What we have seen crawler, what this crawler will do, it will go to my S3 bucket, it will do a scanning, whatever the table and the schema, right, it will store into the data catalog. So let's try to run this. Select this, click on the run. What actually it will do, it will go to my S3 bucket. In this S3 bucket it will do the scanning and based on that whatever the schema it will detect, right, it will try to store into the database table. Let's see it's working fine or not. Now you can see here it is saying right one created and it's stopping the crawler also. Now if you go to the database, if you will refresh this, right, one table should be created. You can see one order table got created. If you see here, you can see order ID, amount and the country. It automatically detect the schema. So if I show you, this was our data which we uploaded in S3, order ID, amount and the country. Based on that it detected the column name, data type also, big int and string, automatically it detected. So in the table, right, you will see one table actually got created and this table contain all the table information, column information, data types and everything. So like that with the help of the crawler we can detect the schema. It is still in the stopping phase. We have to wait for some time so that it will stop. Till then what actually we'll do, we'll try to upload one more file with the new schema. So you can see we have a one more new schema. You can see this is the new schema, order ID, amount, country, payment and the salary we are adding. And let's see payment and the salary. So what we are doing, we are uploading a two file because sometime what actually happens only if the new file, if you are uploading only one file, right, so sometime it ignores. So if you are having a more than one file, right, where the new schema is coming, right, for that it works properly. So in the S3 bucket we will try to upload a few more files. Add files, order 3 and order 4, two files I am uploading with the new schema. Click on the upload. So now we have uploaded a new file with the new schema, order 3 and order 4. What we will do, we'll try to run the crawler and we'll see whether our table with the new schema will get updated or not. So that is the thing we have to check. Before to that, let's see, let's wait it to be stopped first. Now you can see it is ready now. We'll click here, we'll click on the run. Now what will happen, crawler will start. What actually it should do, it should do a scanning of the whole folder and whatever the new schema is there, right, it should detect and it should update my table. So let's see it's working fine or not. It is saying like it started running, it's running. Let's wait it to be complete. Now you can see it is ready, and you will be able to see the log also. Now let's go to the database, select this, refresh this, open this, table refresh, click on this, nothing happened, right? Here we can see order has been updated with a new schema. Writing to catalog also, update one. So here we can see it has updated, but still not reflecting into our DB. So we have to wait for some time because sometime it takes time. Now we can see here new column got added and also their type also. So you can see payment type and the salary, right? These two new schema added in our file, and we ran the crawler. So crawler, what actually it does? It it went to the our S3 bucket, it crawled the whole file, it scanned the whole file, and based on that two new schema it updated in our data catalog table. So previously, right, what actually was happening, even though we ran the crawler and when we were checking into the table, it was not updating properly. So generally it takes few minutes to update here. If you'll see the log, right, in the log it was showing like it's updated, but when we were checking into this table it was not showing. So generally it takes few minutes time to update the table, so you have to wait for some time. I hope you got the idea about the crawler. It will do a scanning, and whatever the new schema, right, it will store into this data catalog table. Hello everyone. Now we are going to start our practical part, and here we are going to build one ETL pipeline using a AWS Glue. So we have one of the business requirement. Based on that we are going to create one ETL pipeline. So what is our business requirement is like, we have one of the S3 bucket. In this bucket we are keep on receiving a data in the form of the TXT, and our requirement is like we have to read the data, we have to read this data from this particular S3 bucket, and whatever the data is coming, right, we have to copy into another S3 bucket and we have to convert into the JSON. So whatever the data we are receiving in this particular S3 bucket, right, it is in TXT format. What we have to do, we have to copy into another S3 bucket and we have to save in the form of the JSON. So TXT to the JSON conversion we have to do. This is our requirement, and for that we have to build a ETL pipeline, so that on a daily basis it will read the data from this S3 bucket and it will copy into another S3 bucket and it will save in the form of the JSON. We are also going to use a crawler and the catalog to maintain the data, to maintain the metadata information. Means what this crawler will do, it will go into the S3 bucket, whatever the schema is there, right, it will try to store the schema into the catalog. So crawler will keep on scanning this data, whatever the schema, right, it will try to store into this particular catalog. So this also we are going to use that. So let's do a practical. Requirement is very simple, simple pipeline. Whatever the data we are getting in S3, we have to read that, we have to copy into another S3 bucket and we have to copy in the form of the JSON. So that is the requirement. Let's do a practical. First thing, we'll go to the S3 buckets, search for the S3. We'll create one bucket first and then we'll try to store a data. Click on the create bucket, give any bucket name, do practical something name I will give, okay, and the bottom I will just click on the create bucket. So this is the bucket which got created. In this particular bucket, what I will do, I will try to upload my file. So this is the sales txt or csv format data which is available, so that I will try to upload. So this is one of the bucket where our data is available, AWS Glue Practical Lab. Now what I will do, I will create another bucket and there I will try to store my JSON data. Okay, so I will give the bucket name. I am creating another bucket, Glue JSON bucket, something name I will give. In this bucket, our CSV to JSON data will get stored. So I have one bucket, Glue Practical. Here data is available in a TXT format. I have another bucket, Glue JSON bucket, and here our output file will be available once we will create a Glue pipeline. Now once you have this, right, so let's start creating a Glue pipeline. So first I will search for the Glue. In a search bar, search for the glue, AWS Glue, open that. So once you will open a AWS Glue, this particular screen you will see. In the left side you can see you have a multiple option, data catalog, data integration, ETL and all. So first thing we are going to create a crawler. So what this crawler will do, this crawler will go to your Amazon S3 bucket. It will try to scan your data and then it will try to give you a schema and it will try to store in this particular table. So for that, first thing is to create a crawler. How actually we can create a crawler? Click on this crawler, click on the create crawler, give a crawler name. So we are giving the crawler name as a sales. You can give any name. Next, after that you have to specify your data source. So we are going to select add a data source. So where your data is available, our data is available is Amazon S3, so we will select that. If you have a data that is available in another source like DynamoDB, JDBC connection, you can select from here also. Now after that, network connection is optional. After that we have to select the S3 path. So where actually your data is available, so we'll select this browse S3. So this is the particular bucket where our data is available, right? So we'll select that. So we'll select this particular bucket and we'll select the okay. After that, give the slash and the create all subfolders. So we get a multiple option. So suppose in your particular bucket you have a multiple folders and all the folders, if you want to scan your data, so you can select the create all subfolder or any specific folder out based on any event you want to scan, so that actually you can select. So we are selecting only the bucket and we are giving the slash. We'll click on the add on S3 data source. After that you can see we have a custom classifier. So suppose we want to give any classifier, so that actually you can specify from here, like what is your classifier name. So let me give the classifier name also, and what is the format. So our data is available in a CSV, right? So we will select the CSV format and it is the comma separated, and this kind of the option you can select. And after that you have to click on the create. So classifier also we have given, and after that we will select from here classifier. This is the sales one, so I will select that. This is the classifier name. Go to the next. After that we are going to create a IAM role. So we will click on the create new IAM role because we are going to create a new IAM role. And what is the, so I will give the sales project something. You can give any name so that you can identify it. And after that we will refresh it, and the sales project, this is the IAM role I will select. Later if any permission is required we can add that. And after that the database, first thing we have to create a database so that our schema we can store in any table. So we'll click on the add a database, give the database name. So I'll give a database name as a sales project and click on the create database. So this is the sales project database we have created, and from here we can select that sales project. This is the database where I want to store my schema. And after that you can see crawler schedule. So we get a multiple option. You want to schedule your crawler on a hourly basis, daily, weekly, monthly, you can select from here. As of now I will go on the on demand. So means you want to run on a crawler on a hourly, monthly, weekly basis, that you can select that. And after that click on the next, and you can see these are the property which you have set up. The type also we have selected the CSV, and click on the create crawler. Now after that go to the crawler and you can refresh this so that you will be able to see your crawler. So this is the sales crawler we have created. Select that and click on the run. Now you can see starting crawler, your crawler is starting. Once the crawler will complete, right, what actually it will happen, left side you can see in a database you have a sales project, right? Go to the table. In the table, one table will get created with all your schema, and that schema is nothing but it is a reading a data from your Amazon S3 and it will try to create one table and it will try to score your schema. So that is the advantage you get with the help of the crawler. So let's see it to be completed and then we'll see. Now you can see crawler is completed and you can see in the right side, right, one table got created, it is showing. Now what we will go to left side, you go to the table, refresh it, you will see this is the particular table which got created, and here we should be able to see the schema. So if I'll show you my file, so this is the file which I have, customer ID, product name and the sales. What actually it did, it tried to scan your data source and it will try to give you the schema. Like it automatically detected the column name customer ID and it detected as a integer, product name it detected as a string, and the sales it is detected as a integer. And here also you can see customer ID, product name and the sales we have. So that is how actually it automatically predict the schema of your table. After that what we will do, in the left side the data catalog we have created, right? Now what we will do, below you can see ETL jobs, so click on the ETL jobs. Now we will try to create a pipeline. Now once you will click on the ETL job site, you can see this particular option. So here you get a multiple option, visual ETL, or through a notebook you want to create, or through a script you want to create. So first we will see the visual ETL one, so I'll click on the visual ETL. Now you can see here it is showing option like source, transform, target and the popular. So we are going to create a ETL pipeline. So for that first we should select the source, and if you want to perform any transformations, for that you have to select the transform and then you have to select the target. So what is our source? Source is Amazon S3, so I will select that. Transformation, if you want to perform any aggregation, if you want to perform any drop duplicates, so for that you can select the transformation option. In the next video we will see more about the transformation, but as of now our target is like transform a data from a source to the target, from a CSV to the JSON we have to do. So I will directly go to the target, I'll select the Amazon S3. So in a visual way you can see this is the data pipeline which we are going to create. So first I will select the source, we have to do a setup. What is the name you can give any name here, so I will select the Amazon S3 source. What is the source type? Source type is the data catalog which we have created, so that we will select. First you have to select the database, so sales project is the database which we will select here. The table you have to select, so this is the table we have created. Now in the left side you have to select the IAM role and you will be able to see your data whether it's working fine or not. So select that and now you can see data preview, you will be able to preview your data. So customer ID, product name and the sales, we are able to preview our data, means our source is now ready. Now I will select the target, so I'll click on the target. Format, on which particular format we want to save, so I will select the JSON. Name you can give any name, so name we have given. Format we will save as a JSON format. Compression, if you want to compress data you can select that, but as of now I will select the none. After that you have to click on the save. So you can give, you can say here it is giving error, you have to first assign the job name, so I'll give the job name as a sales. After that I'll click on the save. Your glue job is now ready, but before that first you have to give the target location also, S3 target location. So click on the browse S3, and where actually you want to save, we want to save in a glue JSON bucket, so this is the bucket where we want to save. Now you can see the target also it is showing the green mark. After that click on the save. Now your glue job is ready. Go to the script, you can see automatically script got generated, so that is the advantage we get. So with the help of the visual itself our script got generated, and here we can do a modification if any requirement is there. So that is the advantage we get. After that what we will do, click on the job details and we will try to set up our job. We will try to set up our job. So first thing is to give a IAM role. So this is the IAM role we have created. So what we will do, we'll try to assign a policy here. We will try to assign a Amazon S3 read and write access. So I will open a IAM role here, open in a new tab. Go to the, in the left side you can see roles, right? Select the roles, search for the role you have created. So I'll search AWS Glue sales project, right? So I will select that. Add a permission, click on the add permission. As of now only the Glue service role is available. I'll try to attach a policy here. So what is the policy I want to attach? I want to attach a Amazon S3 full access. So that is the policy I am going to give here. Amazon S3 full access. Click on the add permission. Now our glue is, our roles are ready. We have a permission here. Now go to the glue job again. So this is the IAM role we have selected, and the bottom you can see the language we are using a Python. Worker type we have selected the G1X as of now, and the worker we will select only the two because as of now we are only doing a practical and we only have a limited data. And if you want to set up any retry, if any job failure is happening, you can set up from here. The job timeout is also there. If you select on the advanced property, you will see there are few logs are also getting generated whenever you will run your glue pipeline. So that is a particular path you can select from here. Now your job is ready. Click on the save. Go to the run option. In a run, you can run your job. So go to the run. Now after that you can run your job. So first let me refresh this. As of now no job is there. We are going to run that, right? So I just click on the refresh first. Either you can run manually or you can schedule it also. So this is the schedule option we have. So you can schedule also, but as of now we are going to run it manually. So click on the run job. Now your job will start running, and what it should do, it should save your data in Amazon S3 bucket in a JSON format. So once you complete your project, try to delete your crawler, try to delete your job, so to avoid unnecessary jobs. So that's how we will do a practical. So that's thing you have to remember. So as of now it's running state. Once it will complete, your data should be available in a S3 bucket in a JSON format. So that is our requirement. If any error will come, we will try to debug that. Now you can see it is succeed now. So what we will do, we'll try to search for the S3 and we'll try to see whether it got saved or not. Open link in a new tab, S3 bucket. We'll go there, and where actually we have saved, this is the JSON bucket where actually we want to have. So this is the file which got saved. So we'll select that and we'll try to save that. Click on the open and we will give any name .json or something. So this is the file which is available. Now we will try to read that. So this is what we have. So let me open this. Now you can see it got converted in a JSON format and it is available that. What was our source file? Source files was available in a CSV format. So we have converted in a JSON format. Means our glue pipeline is running fine. So that is how actually we can create a pipeline, and if you want to schedule, you can schedule that, and transformation thing we will see in the next video. That's it in this video. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone. So we will continue our AWS Glue practical part, and in this video we are going to see how actually we can create a ETL pipeline and how actually we can do a transformation. So that actually we are going to see in this particular video. So we have one of the requirement. Our requirement is very simple. We have a data that is coming in S3. So suppose this is your S3 bucket. In this S3 bucket you have a data in the form of the JSON. You think like daily you are receiving the data in the form of the JSON. Your requirement is like you have to read this JSON, you have to copy into another S3 bucket in the form of the CSV, So we are getting a data in the form of the JSON, we have to copy into another S3 bucket in the form of the CSV. This is our requirement. As well as we have to also do a couple of the transformation, like you have to remove a duplicate, or you have to select only the specific field. You do not have to select all those field which is available in a JSON, only the specific field you have to select. So basic transformation also we are going to see in this particular video. First let me show you the data. So this is the JSON data we have. You can see this is the column. Now here you can see we have a couple of duplicate that we had to remove, and also few of the column which is unnecessary, like where all the time the value is coming blank, right? That also we had to remove. So this is our requirement, and for that we are going to do a practical. So let's start our practical part. So first let me show you the S3 bucket. So I will search for the S3 here. If you will see, I have a two bucket. One is the input bucket. In this output bucket, as of now in output bucket no file is there, but we will create a pipeline and we will dump in a CSV file here. So first let us try to open AWS Glue because we are creating a pipeline. So search for the Glue, open in a new tab, and let's try to create a ETL pipeline. So in the left side you can see ETL Jobs, right? So click on the ETL Jobs, click on the Visual ETL. We are going to create a visually ETL pipeline. So what is your source, what is your transformation, what is target, you have to select from here. So my source is Amazon S3, so I will select that, and let me try to click on this Amazon S3. Now you have to give the S3 source type. What is the S3 location? So first let me give the location here. So my file is available in an input bucket, and this is the file which I have, so I will select that. Okay, and the format you have to specify, format is a JSON. And in the left side you can see if you want to preview your data, so what you have to do, first you have to create a IAM role. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a new IAM role, and we will assign a few policy there. So what is the policy? First it should be able to interact with a glue, and second is the it should be able to interact with the S3 bucket. So that is the policy we are going to assign. So click on the create role. We are going to create a new IAM role. Okay, and use cases. What is the use cases? Glue. So we will select the glue. This is the use cases we have. Click on the next and attach a policy. So first policy I am going to attach is like glue service role, AWS glue service role. This is the policy I am going to attach. And the second policy I am going to attach is the S3 full access, Amazon S3 full access. So these two I will assign and click on the next. And the role name you have to give so that you will be able to remember this. So I will give glue practical lab, glue practical lab. So this is the role name I am giving, and I will just click on the create role. So one IAM role will get created, and with this IAM role we will try to debug that and we'll try to use that. So in IAM role, if you will see, there is no roles available. So how actually you can do that? Go to the job details in IAM role, right? Refresh it, and you can see glue practical lab. So this only we will select and go to the visual. Now you can see you will be able to preview your data with the help of the IAM role. Now you can see you are able to preview your data, right? So we have a employee ID, we have a name, we have a salary, address, location, and email. So if I will show you, so employee ID, name, salary, address, location, email, so it is able to preview. And if you will see, we have a total 12 record, and the multiple duplicates are also available. You can see total 1 2 3 4 5 6, and again 1 2 3 4 5 6. These are the records which is available, and duplicate values is available. So our next thing is like to apply a transformation. So we have to remove a duplicate values. So what we will do, I will select on the S3, click on the plus, go to the transformation. In this transformation you can apply a multiple transformation, like if you want to change a schema, if you want to perform a joining, if you want to perform missing values, aggregation, drop duplicates, drop fields. These all the different transformation available which you can apply. Now what we need to delete a duplicate. So I'll select the drop duplicates. Now click on the drop duplicate. Now right side you can see, right, match entire rows distinct. So if only the distinct record you want, so you can select that. Okay, so I want a distinct record based on all the column. Now you can see we only have a 6 unique records, so we have removed the duplicates. Now what actually we want to have only the specific column. Now if I will show you, email ID, name, salary, and address, this 4 column only we want. We don't want location and email, so we have to remove that. So how actually we can select only the employee ID, name, salary, and address? So I will select here, click on the plus. We will use the select transformation. with the help of the select field, what we will do, what are the column you want, you only select that. So I want employee ID, name, salary, and the address. So this 4 column only I want, so that only I will select. You can see only the 4 column it is, you can see. So we have applied a drop duplicate, we have applied a select transformation. Now final we will apply a target location. So I'll select that. Target is our S3 bucket, so I'll select the S3 bucket. Now we have to set up the S3 also here. So right side you have to select the format, on which format you want to save. I want to save in a CSV, so I'll select that. Compression, I don't want to have any compression. And finally you have to select the target location. So I'll go to the target is S3 new. I'll select that, and after that this is how your pipeline is now ready. S3 bucket, transformation, and finally the target. Now if you want to save job, so first you have to give the job name. So I will give the job name as a Glue Lab, and I will click on the save. Once you will save, your job is now saved. Go to the script. This is the automated script which got generated. Now you can see here the drop duplicate transformation apply, select field transformation is applied. So all the kind of the things you can see here, the script you can see here. Okay, now go to the job details. In the job details, what we will do, we have selected the IAM role, glue version, worker type. So we want only the 2 worker as of now because we are doing a practical lab. So if you need a more worker for your data, you can select that. But as we are doing only practical, so we'll select that, and after that click on the save. Now go to the run. Now from here we can run our pipeline and we'll see whether it's working fine or not. Let me run, and if any error will come, so we'll try to debug it. So you can see it is running. Now you can see it is succeed now. Now we'll go to our S3 bucket and we'll try to see our data is available into output S3 bucket in a CSV file or not. So I'll refresh this. Now you can see all the part file it is available. In the multiple partition it saved the file. So if I'll show you, if I'll download this and let me try to open this, data should be available. So if I'll double click notepad, now you can see employee ID, name, salary, address. It saved in a CSV format, in a comma separated format. So it's saved in a multiple part file. So our pipeline is working fine. If you have to save in a only one part file, that also you can do. In this case, what you have to do, go to the script and you have to use a repartition. So if you will do repartition 1, it will save only in a one format. Click on the edit script. So this select field, what we will do, equal to the select field dot repartition 1. You want to save in only one partition, and after that save it. Go to the run. Let's try to run again. You can see it is succeed now. Let me go to the output bucket. Click on the refresh. Now you can see the latest part file is this. This is the latest one, and 131 KB. Now it's saved in only in one partition. So if I'll download this, save, go to the download. So this 521, this is the latest one. I will open that notepad. So you can see all the 6 record we have. What we have done is, like, we in the script we have added a, in a, with the help of the PySpark command, we have repartition in a single partition. Okay, so that is the only thing we have done. Our pipeline is working file and we are able to save in a CSV file. So yeah, that's it in this video. I hope you got it. Hello everyone. So we will continue our AWS Glue part and we will see about more transformation. In this video we are going to see about the filter transformation. So I have created one of the S3 bucket. You can see trans data bucket. Here I will try to upload one of the files. So let me click on the upload, click on the add files. and I will search this transaction.csv file. This file I will open, click on the upload. So this data I have uploaded. Make sure whatever after doing the practical, right, whatever the previous buckets are there, right, that is not in use, you remove that or you delete it. So you have to select this and you have to click on the delete. And under this, if any file is there, delete that particular file first and then delete the bucket. So that is the step you have to follow so that unnecessary cost we can avoid. So as of now, transaction data bucket, here I have uploaded one file. Now what I will do, I will search for the glue, search for the AWS glue, come here. So what is my requirement is like I have this transaction file. In this transaction data, I want to filter where payment is success only. That data only I want to filter. So I'll open a AWS Glue. Here I will open a ETL job. Click on the ETL job, AWS Glue ETL job. After that, we'll create a one kind of the pipeline. Click on the Visual ETL. In the Visual ETL, source, transform, and the target. Right? Source is Amazon S3. The Amazon S3 we have to select. Location, you can select the S3 location, or if you have a data catalog table already, you can select that. Click on the browse S3. So this is the bucket where our data is available, right? I'll select this and make sure under this bucket we have a file, right? So slash I am passing recursive data format is a CSV. I will select that, and first line of the source file contains column header. So you can see in our file first line contain the header, right? So I'm selecting that, and yeah, so this will be setting we had done. In the left side, right, if you want to debug and if you want to preview your data, you have to have a IAM role. So for IAM role, what we will do, we'll create one new IAM role, open in a new tab, just for the debugging perspective. So once you will open this, what you have to do, in the left side, click on the role. We are going to create a new IAM role. So let me give the role as a use cases for the glue. So let's use a glue, AWS glue. Next, what is the permission we want to give? I will give AWS Glue console full access, and also we want to give a S3 Amazon S3 full access because from Amazon S3 we want to read, right? These two I want to give. Click on the next. Role name, I will just give transaction test something. So this Amazon S3 full access, Glue console full access I have given. Click on the create role. So you can see TNS test we have created. Now I will go to the here IAM role, and from here also if you want to you can create that create IAM role, you will do, right, it will open here itself, but that we have already done it. Now after that, still it's not able to, you are not able to see, right? Go to the job details, here you can see refresh, right? Click on the refresh. Now TNS test is coming, we will use that. Go to the visual. So you can see starting up to data preview. So it started the session. Now based on whatever the selection you have done, right, let's see whether you are able to read this Amazon S3 file or not. So this is the location we have passed. Based on that we are able to read the file or not. First let's debug it. After that we will apply a transformation. These are very important steps because if you will not debug this step and if you'll go to the next step, right, it will be very difficult, like where it is going wrong. So first this step is completed, try to preview the data, what data you are getting. After that, suppose you are applying a filter transformation, after that preview the data. So make sure you create a IAM role, assign a appropriate permission to that, and see the data. So let's wait. If we are getting any error, right, here it will throw error. Now you can see we are able to read the data. Transaction data customer means this one is working fine. Whatever the data we had in S3 bucket, right, we are able to read that. Now select this, click on the plus. We want to a transformation, right? So in a transformation you can see we have a multiple things, multiple transformations are there. Uh, Drop fields, drop null fields, filter. So we are going to use a filter. Click on this filter. Select this. Right side you can see parent node is Amazon S3, right? And here what is the filter condition, global and or global or. So add a condition. I want to have a condition where payment status is success, matches string success. It should be a small. So you can see here we have a right payment which is equal to the success that actually I want to filter. So payment status matches success. Now you can see here it applied only the success payment. You can see we are able to see here. Now you can see we can preview. This also is working fine. Similarly, if you want to add a more transformation, select this, click here, and we have a multiple other transformation also that also you can use. Suppose I want to drop the null fields, or if you want to drop the field, select this. Click on the drop field. Which particular field you want to drop? I want to drop, for example, last updated. This is not important for me. I selected that. So that particular field will be removed from here, and from here you can validate it. And finally, if you want to save anywhere, right, select this, click on the target, and where you want to save Amazon S3, right? All those wherever you want to store in a Parquet, right? That particular location you have to pass. For example, suppose I want to store in here. Select that, and uh, you can see your pipeline is ready. So what we have done, first we are reading it from Amazon S3. We are reading it from Amazon S3. We are doing a filter. We are dropping some field, and finally we are loading into the Amazon S3. After that, you have to save that. So first you have to give proper name. Like I will give the name as a test. After that, you have to do a save. And if you want to see the script, right, sometime in a script level also we had to do a changes. So go to the script. Here you can see for the filter, right? This is the condition which has been applied. Similarly, drop field, this is the condition transformation is applied. Go to the job details, give all those details, worker types before running. Make sure the worker you select the minimum one to avoid unnecessary cost. Make sure you use the minimum one here. And also bookmark is we will discuss later, like how incrementally we can load the data and timeouts and all. This actually you can select, and if you want to run this, right, you can run it. Otherwise here itself, if you want to preview your data, right, this is how actually we are able to preview. That also you can do. So I hope you got the idea how to apply a filter transformation in a AWS Glue. Hello everyone. So in this particular video, we are going to understand about job bookmark in AWS Glue. It is a very important feature in AWS Glue. So let's try to understand what is a job bookmark. A job bookmark is a Glue feature that tracks what data has already been processed in a previous run. So the next run process only a new data. What is a job bookmark? With the help of the job bookmark, we can only process a new data. For taking example, suppose I have one of the pipeline. What this pipeline is doing? This pipeline is copying a data from one source to the destination. So suppose today I have received one CSV file. Today I have received one CSV file. What actually it is doing? From source it is reading and it is copying into the final destination. Final destination. Now suppose tomorrow again I have received one more new CSV file. New data I have received. Again I have received new data. Now in this case what will happen? If you will not use a job bookmark, what actually it will do, when you will run the pipeline, the both the file again it will take and it will do a copy. Even though we have copied this file already in previous run, right? But if you will not use a job bookmark, then what will happen? Again the whole file it will take, both the file it will take, again it will copy. Similarly, next day suppose one more file came CSV3. Now when you will run, right, what will happen? Again this three file actually it will take and again it will do a copy into a final location. Even though these two we have already copied, but when you will run the pipeline, again the whole file it will take and it will copy. To avoid this, we have a job bookmark feature. In this case, what will happen? Suppose first day when you are running the pipeline, suppose first day we received this CSV file. Now suppose CSV file we have copied here. We have copied here. So CSV one file is already available. Now next day when I will use the job bookmark enable, right? Now next day suppose I received another file. So in this case, what will happen? First, it will check whether CSV1 is already copied into a target or not. It is already copied, right? So in this case, what it will do? It will skip the this file. Only it will pick this file and it will copy into the here. It will copy into the CSV2. Now next day, suppose one more file we received. Now this first it will check whether CSV1 and the CSV2 we have already copied or not. So we have already copied into a target, right? So in this case, what actually it will do, it will only pick the new file, new data, and it will copy into the final destination. So that's how it is very useful to copy only the incremental data, only the new data we are copying into the final destination. So that is the use case of the job bookmark. How job bookmark works? When a glue job runs with a bookmark enable, so we have to do a bookmark enable. Glue reads data using a dynamic frame. Glue records metadata about S3 file path, file name, file offset. So it keeps the record of the file name path, file name, and the offset. The metadata is stored as a bookmark state. So in the bookmark state, it will have information about the file name, S3 file path, whatever the file it is copying, right? So all those information actually it tried to save here. On the next trend, it will check whether this file is already processed or not. If it is already processed, it will skip on only the new data it will read and it will copy. So it's try to create one bookmark state where and in the metadata it will store about the file path, file name, all those information so that only new file it can pick and it will copy into the final destination. So that's how actually it works. Why job bookmark is important? Without bookmark, we have to do a full load every time. So suppose if you are not using a bookmark, right? In this case, what will happen? Again and again, whole file will be picked and we will try to copy. We'll do full load every time. But with bookmark, only the new file we will take and we'll try to do a copy. So that is the advantage. Here, higher cost will be there because the whole file you are doing a copy, right? So higher cost will be involved. Here, lower cost because only the new file we will copy. Duplicate data risk because again and again you are doing a copy, right? So duplicate issue will be there. No duplicate here. Manual timestamp logic. Here you have to write, but here automatically the new data it will pick and it will do a copy. So that is the advantage of the job bookmark. I hope you got the idea about the job bookmark. In next video we will try to do a practical and we'll try to learn. Hello everyone. So in previous video we understand about job bookmark. In this video with practically we are going to see how actually we can copy only the new file in the destination. For taking example, suppose I received one file today. So what I will do, I'll pick that file and I will copy. Suppose next day again I received one more file. So in this case only the new file, whatever the new file I received, right, I should pick that and I should copy it. And after that again I receive new file, right? So only the new file I should take and I should do a copy. Instead of doing a full load, what actually I should do, only new file I should take and I should do a copy. So that is the practical we are going to do. So let me open my AWS. So if I'll show you the data, so I have a three data. This is the transaction data. So you can see here I have a three records. So what I will do, this is my first file. Similarly I have a second file. This is similarly I have a third file. This is the transaction file. So what I will do, first I will upload only one file and I will run the pipeline. So this should copy into the my another S3 bucket. Now next time again I will upload. So in this case only the new file it should take and it should do a copy. So only the new file it should take and it should do a copy. So with the help of job bookmark, how actually we can achieve, let's try to see. So I'll open my AWS account. First thing what we'll do, we'll create a S3. So I'll go to the S3. We'll create one bucket for this particular project. We'll try to upload a file one by one, or if you already have any bucket you can use that also. So you can see this transaction data bucket, right, we have created I think one time. So let's use the same. Only the thing what I will do, I will just try to delete this file and only the new file I will try to insert here. So let me first delete this. Make sure after doing the practical, right, you delete this thing, otherwise cost will be involved. So better to avoid the cost, right? After doing the practical you delete it. So you can see I have one transaction data bucket. Here I will try to upload file. So first what I will do, I will only upload the one file only. So first I will upload only one file, transaction day one file, and I will run the pipeline so that this file should get copied into the another bucket. So let me upload this. So this file is copied. So you can see I have a transaction data bucket This is one bucket I have. Now where you want to copy? So what I will do, I will create one more bucket. I will just give the name as a target bucket, target transaction bucket something. Make sure it should be smaller. The bucket name transaction bucket target something. This name I will give. I'll just create a bucket. So what will happen? This will be our target bucket. So when we'll create a pipeline, right, we will read the data from here. Here our file will be available, right, and we should do a copy into this target bucket. So that is the practical. So our S3 is set up. What we will do now, we will open a glue. Click on the AWS Glue, click on the open link in a new tab. Now here we should create a ETL job. Click here, click on the ETL job. So what actually we had to do? We had to set up the source and the target. So let's do in a visual way only. Click on the visual ETL. What is our source? Source we have to select Amazon S3, right? This is our source. Select this. Source S3 location we have to pass where your file is available. So my file is available into this transaction data bucket, right? So I will select this here. I will only select this. Make sure slash so that all the file it will pick. And the format you can give. So format is a CSV, comma separated. Okay. So this is ready. Now if you want to preview your data, right? How actually you can do? You have to create a IAM role. So for creating a new IAM role, what you have to do? Create a IAM role. We are going to do a if you already have any IAM role created, that actually you can use. But if you don't have, then you have to create a IAM role. In this IAM role, you have to assign a permission for the S3 and the glue. So click on the create role. So let's give the what is the use case. Use case is a glue, right? So let's select the glue here. Glue is our use case. Click on the next. What are the permission you want to give? I want to give S3 full access. So I'll select this. Apart from that, I want to give a glue, Amazon Glue console full access. Apart from that, I think for CloudWatch also we need access, right? CloudWatch. So I will select the CloudWatch log full access. This one. So we assign three load Amazon S3 full access, Glue access, and the CloudWatch log full access. Click on the create role. So we have to give the role name. So I will give the bookmark role something. This is the one I am creating. Click on the create role. So what it actually it will do, it will create a IAM role. You can see bookmark role we have created. Now we'll come here, we'll select this. So as of now we can't see, right? So you have to go into the script first. You have to go into the job details, and here somewhere you will see the IAM role. So this is the IAM role. Click on the refresh. Once you will refresh, you will be able to see job bookmark role. So go to the visual again. First let's select the job bookmark role, this one. Click on the start session. What actually it should do? We should be able to read the data first. We should be able to read the data which is available in a Amazon S3 into this particular bucket. So as of now only one file is there, right? So only those file data actually it should read. So it's starting. So let's wait it to complete. Now we can see we are able to read the data. Our source is ready. Now after that what we will do, if you want to do a transformation you can do this all the transformation. I will just select the target. Where you want to store? I want to store into a Amazon S3, right? Which particular format? So let's select in the CSV only. But if you want another format, that also you can do. We are going to select the CSV only. Compression, we are not going to do a compression. Target location. So which particular bucket you want to see? So store, I want to store into the target, so I'll select that. And you can see Amazon S3 we have selected, format we have selected, target location we have selected, file partition, auto generate files, this we have selected. That's it. Our pipeline is ready. Now after that we have to give the name, right? So let me give the name as a bookmark. Now one important thing, like as of now we have created a normal pipeline, but we have to make sure, right, only the new file actually it should do a copy. So for that what you have to do, go into the job details. Here you will see one option. So first you have to select the IAM role. You have to select the glue version. You have to select the language, worker type, minimum one. That is fine. After that, number of worker, make sure it should be a minimum. After that, you can see job bookmark. It's showing disable, right? This we have to enable it. Then only the new file it will take and it will execute. You can see job bookmark. It will process only the new file. If you will disable it, right, all full load will happen. But if you will enable only the new file, it will take and it will process that. Number of retry. So these are the things is fine. Click on the save. So you fail to update. You can see worker type minimum allowed is 2. So we have selected the worker type as a 1, right? Make it 2. Click on the save. You can see it successfully. Now if you want to run the pipeline, right? Click on the run the job. What actually it should do? It should read the data from one S3 bucket and it should do a copy. So as of now only one file, right? So only one file it should pick and it should do a copy. After that we will try to upload one more file, and in that case we will check whether only the new file it is taking and it is doing a copy or not. So those things we want to check. We want to check only the incremental data it is taking and it is copying or not. So let's see whether we are getting any kind of the issue or not first. Now you can see it is showing succeed, means our pipeline ran successfully. I will go to the S3 bucket. We'll check our in our target bucket no file was there, right? Whether any file got copied or not. So you can see this file got copied and here only the 3 data should be available. Now what we'll do, we'll go to the bucket in our first bucket, right? Here in this bucket, as of now only one file is there. We will try to upload a more files. Click on the add files and I will try to upload a transaction 2 and the transaction 3. I'll click on the open, click on the upload. Now what we are doing, we are uploading a 2 more files. Now you can see 2 and the 3. Now when I will run this pipeline, right? So this file we have already copied. So in this case what actually it should do, it should only read these 2 file and it should do a copy because we have enabled the job bookmark, right? So it will only pick these 2 file and it will do a copy. If I'll go to the bucket and I'll go to the what is our target bucket. As of now you can see only one file is there and the time period you can see 11:45. For this file 11:45, it shouldn't change. Last modified date shouldn't change. It means this file it is not doing a copy again. 11:45 it should be there. Now let's try to run this. Now when I will run this pipeline, what actually it should do? It should do a copy into the same location because one file we have already copied, right? So it shouldn't do a overwrite. So this last modified date shouldn't change for this particular file. Only the new file it should load here. Now you can see it is succeed. I will go to the bucket. I will refresh it. You can see 11:45, right? This file was already present, so it didn't copy it again. That's why the last modified is same. But for these two file, right? These are the new file which got copied. You can see the timestamp is same. So in this particular time period, only these two file got copied. Means it is only picking the new file and it is doing the copy. I hope you got the idea about job bookmark. Hello everyone, so in this particular video we are going to see about SQL query transformation in AWS Glue. It's very powerful and the useful transformation. So suppose you have a requirement where your source is a table. I have a source which is a table. Now based on that you want to write any kind of the SQL query and you want to do a transformation. For taking example, suppose I have a multiple table. This all the table I want to do a join and I want to do a filter. So I can simply write one SQL query and I can do my task. So if you want to write any kind of the SQL query, for that we use a SQL query transformation. So let's do a practical and let's try to see how actually we can do this. So I open my AWS account. I have one of the bucket, that is a order data bucket. Here you can see I have a order files. The different order files are there, right? Now what I will do, I'll go to the glue. I will open AWS Glue. First thing is like we should have a table, right? So as of now what actually we'll do, we'll create a crawler and based on that we will create a tables. So I will come here, I'll go to the crawler and here I will create one crawler. I will give the name as a table something. Let's give the random name table, or you can give order new some crawler I am giving. Click on the next. Data source configuration not yet. Data source, add a data source S3, particular path we have to pass. So my data is available into this particular bucket, right? This order, I will select this. After that, crawl all subfolder we will do, add S3 data source. Click on the next. Existing IAM role or create a new IAM role. So if you already have any IAM role, we can use that. So we have used this bookmark role, right? We will use this one. If you, or you can create a new IAM role. Both will work. Click on the next. If you want to create any database, so let me create any database. So I will give the database name as a, let me give the name as a dev database. Click on the create database. I'll come here, I'll refresh it. I'll just select a dev database. Table name, if you want to give any table name prefix, or crawler on demand. Click on the next. Click on the create crawler. What will happen? One crawler will be created. This crawler, when I will run, right, one table should be created. Click on the run crawler. You can see crawler is started. If you want to see, right, click here, refresh this. So this crawler is order new, this crawler is running. Once it will complete, right, one table should be created here. So that table actually we will use in a AWS Glue job, and on top of that we will write a SQL query to perform some transformation. First let it complete, let one table should be created into this table. Now you can see order new, it is ready, it is successful. Go to the table, click on the refresh. You can see order database is dev, this one we have created, right? This one got created. So database name is a dev and the table name is order. So one table we have. Now what we will do, we'll go to the AWS Glue, we'll create a ETL jobs. We are going to create a one pipeline, and there we will see how to use a SQL transformation. Go to the visual ETL. What is our source? Amazon S3, right? Select this, Amazon S3. And here previously we were selecting S3 location, right? Now we will select a data catalog table. What is our DB name? Dev. What is our table name? Order. We will select this. Now this is ready. Now if you want to preview this data, what you will do? You will select the IAM role. So we have created one IAM role already, right? In previous video, we will select that. Click on the start session. So we should be able to see the data. Let's wait it to complete. Let's wait to start the session. Then we should be able to see the data in a Amazon S3, in a dev database and the order database. Now you can see I am able to preview my data. These are the records I have. Now suppose my requirement is like I want to filter where country is India. So how actually I can do a transformation? So I will select this, click on this plus. I will select the select query transformation. You can see use a SQL query to transform our data. Select this. In here we can write any kind of the SQL query. So you can see first you have to select SQL query, and this is ready. Now here if you have to write a your SQL query. So I will write a SQL query dev dot order. This is my table, right? Select star from dev dot order, and suppose I want to filter where country equal to India. So I will write a select star where country equal to the India. Now let's see whether we are able to see only the India related details or not. So you can see I'm not getting, I think I is a capital, so I will select that. Select start from dev dot order where country is India. So you can see only the India related data it filter out. Similarly, you can write any kind of the query. Suppose I want to see where amount is greater than 400 and amount is greater than 400. So based on that, where amount is greater than 400, that we should see. Amount, I think spelling mistake. Amount is greater than 400. Let's see that. You can see 550, 550. Like that, you can write any kind of the complex query based on your requirement, and you can achieve the result. Now, once you got the result right, what actually you can do? You can add your target and wherever you want to store, and you can run the pipeline. So SQL query is a very useful transformation. You can write any SQL query and you can achieve the result. I hope you got the idea. Hello everyone. So in this particular video, we are going to see about change schema transformation in AWS Glue. It's important transformation in AWS Glue, which we generally use in a AWS pipeline. So what generally happens? Suppose you are reading any CSV file. Suppose your source is a CSV file and you are reading this CSV file. So in that case, what generally happens, whatever the column is present, right? Whenever you read the CSV file, by default it consider all the column as a string. All the column as a string. Suppose we have ID, suppose we have a salary, right? Suppose we have ID and suppose we have a salary. Generally this ID or salary should be an integer. But because when we read a CSV file, by default it consider everything as a string. So in that kind of the scenario, we generally have to change the schema. In other case, suppose you are reading any source and that particular schema it hasn't detected properly, right? And if you want to change the schema, then we use a change schema transformation. Let's do practical. Let's try to understand. I have opened my AWS account. So I have one of the bucket. In this bucket, I have all the order related files. Order 1, order 3, order 4. This is the file. So this we have done in a previous video, right? We have created one of the bucket. We have uploaded couple of file. The same bucket I will utilize. I'll open my AWS Glue. In this Glue, I'll create a ETL job. Go to the ETL job. And in this ETL job, we will see how to use a change schema transformation. So it's opening a Visual Studio. Click on the Visual ETL. Here, first we have to select the source. What is our source? S3, right? So this is S3. And here, which particular location your file is available, you have to select that. Order bucket, in a order folder, we have all the files. I'll select this. Format is a CSV, so I'll select the CSV format. And if you want to see this, right, the data IAM role. So in previous video also we have created IAM role, right? If you haven't created IAM role, what actually you can do, you can go to the IAM, you can search for the here IAM, or in the bottom also you can see, right, we have a create IAM role. You can click on this, IAM window will open. There you can give S3 full access, you can give Glue full access and the CloudWatch access. And once you will create IAM role, you can select from here. So I already created, so I am going to use the same one, this bookmark one. I'll select the start session. Now after that, we will see like whether are we able to read the S3 folder, whatever the file is there or not. And also it should also show you the schema, like what is the schema. You can see we have order ID, amount, country, payment type, salary, right? These are the column which is available. We'll see whether it is detecting all the schema properly or not. So let's wait it to start the session first. Now you can see we are able to read the file. Now if you'll see the output schema, right? We have order ID, it's considered as a string, salary also a string, everything you can see string. But if you'll see, right, generally this amount should be a integer. So if you want to change the schema, right, in that case we have to apply a transformation. So click on this plus and click on the change schema. If this is the change schema transformation, select this, and the right side you can see, right, suppose I order ID I want to convert into a integer, so I will select that. Similarly, amount also I want to convert into the integer, I have to select that. Now once you will do this, right, your schema will map. Now if I'll go to the here, order ID got converted into integer, amount got converted into integer. So based on your requirement, you can convert into the proper schema. If you will not do this, right, if you will not apply a change schema, then what kind of the problem can come? Let me show you. So first let me remove this change schema. Suppose I am not converting this schema. Now on top of this I want to apply a filter where amount should be a greater than 500. So what I will do, I will select this, I'll go to the filter. So we have seen about the filter transformation, right? I'll select this filter transformation. I haven't changed the schema, I'm using a filter transformation. I want to apply a condition where amount should be greater than the 500. Now if I'll do this, and so you can see here it is only showing the match string, but I want to apply amount should be greater than 500, right? Because amount is in string, right? So that's why it is not giving me the greater than condition. To overcome this, what actually we can use? We can use a change schema. So let me do this once again. Select this, go to the change schema properly, do the change schema mapping properly, convert into an integer, convert this into an integer. Now on top of this change schema, if you will apply any filter condition like filter, right? Like now on top of this change schema, if I will apply a filter, I want to add a condition where amount should be greater than, right? So you can see now it is showing greater than 500. 500. Now it's working fine. So that's why schema change is very important. So now you will be able to see where the amount is greater than 500 only in the left side. You can see all the amount is greater than 500. Very important things to handle the schema. So do practice this. I hope you got the idea. Hello everyone. So in this particular video, we are going to see about conditional router transformation in a AWS Glue, which practically we are going to see. Before to that, let's first understand what is a conditional router. So by the name itself, you can understand conditional router means based on the condition, you can route your data set. For taking example, suppose I have one of the data set. In that data set, I have one of the country column. In this country column, I am getting a data like India, I am getting a data like UK, I am getting a data like US, Canada. Means all the India related data is coming, all the UK related data is coming, US related data is coming, Canada related data is coming. Now my requirement is like if country is India, if country equal to the India, then what actually I want to do? I want to store into the India folder into S3 bucket. If country equal to the US, right, means all the US related data I want to store into the US folder. If country is equal to the UK, right, then I want to store into the UK folder. If other than this all the country, I want to store into another bucket or another folder. So I have this condition. So in this case, you can see what is the condition I have. If country equal to the India, then I want to store into the India folder. If country equal to the US, then I want to store into the US. If other than this all the country, then I want to store into the another folder. You can see here we have a condition. Based on the condition, we are routing the direction of our pipeline. So conditional router generally we use whenever you want to split your data set based on the condition, right? We use a conditional router. It's similar to the if else condition what we use in our programming language. Like in Python also we have if else condition, right? Similarly Java, C, C++. Based on we write certain condition uh, based on the condition our generally logic or the data set gets divided. Now suppose you have a requirement if the salary is greater than 1 lakh, then you want to save as a high. If the salary is between 50,000 and the 1 lakh, right, then you want to save as a medium. If the salary is below 25,000, then you want to say as a low. So you can see based on the certain condition we are deriving this particular logics, right? Similarly in a AWS Glue pipeline also based on the certain condition, if you want to split your data set, we use a conditional router. So let's do a practical. You will get a better idea. I have opened my AWS account. So I have one of the bucket, order bucket. In this order data bucket, we have order folder and here all the data is available. Now I will go to my AWS Glue. I will go to the ETL jobs. Click on the visual ETL. Let's see how actually we can use this. I will use first source. Source is Amazon S3. Source is Amazon S3. Select that S3 location. Select your S3 location, order bucket, or you can select the order. This particular location I will select, and after that format is a CSV. Okay, now after that we have to select the IAM role. So we have already created in previous video, right? I will use that same. Click on the start session. Based on that our session will start and we will be able to see our data. Amazon S3 data, whatever the order related data is available, right? We should be able to see that, and here we can also see the output of the schema also. We are going to see about the uh, transformation conditional router. First let's wait it to complete, then we will apply a router transformation. Now you can see we are able to see our data. Here all the data is available. We have order ID, amount, country, payment type and the salary. I'll select this. I'll click on the plus. I will apply a. Here you will see one of the conditional router condition. Select that. In this conditional router, right? If I'll select here, you can see it is saying like group. Means you can create a multiple group. So first group is output group 1. I will give the name as a India. I'll give the name as a India. This is the first group. Now in the below also you will be able to see one group we have created, India group. Here you can apply a condition where country should match the India. 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 Make sure it should, you are putting exactly India here. So what will happen now if I'll click on this one, right? In this particular India group, I should only be able to see only the India related data. I should only will be able to see the India related data. Let's wait. Similarly, I can create a multiple group. If it is a India, it will go into here. So I have selected here. Here you can see all the countries India. The first column you can see, right? All the countries India. Now here I will select in default group. Other than India, right? It should show you all the other country. So you can see country UK, US, other company it is showing, right? So you can see. So what we have done, we have applied a conditional router condition. Here if I'll click, right, I have created one group India where all the India related data is coming. Similarly, if you want to create a more group, right, if I'll click here add group, and here I will give the name as a UK, and here I will apply a condition add country equal to the UK. This condition I am applying. Now what will happen? So now we have a three group. If I select the here, right, only the UK related data I should be able to see. If I'll click India, then only the India related. So I clicked on the UK, right? Only the UK related data I can see. If I'll click on the India, only the India related data I should be able to see. In a default, other than India and the UK, I should be able to see other data. You can see USA, Canada, and all. So like that, based on condition, you can apply this. Now you want to store into a different location, right? So after that, if you select this, click here, you can add a multiple target. Suppose I want to add into S3, and here you can pass where you want to store any different bucket or the folder you can pass here. There only it will save. Similarly for the UK, right? If I'll click on the UK, for this also I can apply a different target. Like if I select Amazon S3, then what will happen? Here you can pass a different UK related folder. In the UK related folder only it will save. So like that, based on the condition, right, we can route the data. We can split the data based on the condition, and there actually we can save. So it's very useful. Generally in real time we use it a lot. So do practice this. I hope you got the idea. Hello everyone. So in this particular video we are going to see about aggregate transformation in a AWS Glue. So with practically we are going to see. So let's understand what is a aggregate transformation. Aggregate transformation is used to group the data and calculate summary like sum, count, average, mean, max. So it's similar to the SQL. In a SQL we have a group by function, right? It's similar to that only. For taking example, suppose I have given one data. This is my input data. Employee data is given. Here employee ID, name, country, and the salary is given. So you can see for this employee, he is from India and his salary is 30,000. Similarly, Anu, he is from India and salary is 40,000. Like that, all the employee ID and the country and the salary information is given. My requirement is like I had to find out based on the India, based on each country, right, what is the total salary. So you can see in India, what is the total salary? 30,000 plus 40,000, right? 70,000 is the total salary. Similarly, in US, what is the total salary? 50,000 plus 60,000, 1,10,000 is the total salary. Similarly, in UK, what is the total salary? 45,000. Means I want to find out the aggregate here. Based on the country, I want to find the aggregate sum. So in this case, what actually we use? In SQL, we use a group by function, right? And in a AWS Glue, if we have to do this, we can use a aggregate transformation. So it's very simple. Let's do a practical and let's understand. So I open my AWS Glue. So I'll show you my bucket first. This is S3 bucket. So I have created this order folder, and here order all the CSV file is here. I'll go to the AWS Glue, come here, go to the Visual ETL. I'm going to create one AWS Glue Visual ETL. Click on the Visual ETL. I'm going to create one ETL job. First thing, I have to select the source. Source is Amazon S3. If I select this, I have to pass the path where our file is available. Order data bucket. This is the order folder. Select the format, CSV format. Now if you want to see the data, right, left side you have to select the IAM role, like what we are doing from previous video. Also we are doing the same thing. We have to start the session. Now you can see I am able to see my data, order ID, amount, country, payment type. My requirement is like, based on the country, right, what is the total amount I want to find out. Based on the country, what is the total amount aggregate I want to do based on the country. So suppose here India 100 is there, right? Similarly India 150. So I want to do based on each country what is the total amount. Before to that, first thing you have to remember, this all the things are in string. So first you have to convert into a proper data type. So what we will do, we'll apply change schema first, so that our amount should be in a proper. I want amount should be in integer. Salary also I want in an integer. Order ID also I want in an integer. First we have changed the schema. Now after that we'll apply a aggregate. So click on the plus. Below you will see one aggregate transformation. So select this aggregate transformation. Click on this. Now in the right side you can see fields to group by. Which particular field you want to group? I want to group based on the country, right? So I will select that. Now aggregate and column. What is the aggregate you want to do? I want to do based on the amount. I want to find out the sum. You can see here multiple. If you want to find out the average, you can do. If you want to find out the count of distinct customer, that also you can do. If you want to find out the what is the maximum based on each country, that also you can do. So different options are available. Based on that you can select that. Now this condition I applied. Left side you can say I'm getting the output. For the UK, what is the total amount? 1200. Similarly for India, this is the total amount. Similarly, if you want to find out the average, if you have to select the average, then what will happen? Average will be calculated. You can see average amount it got converted. You can see average actually it is calculating. So like that actually it's similar to the SQL. In SQL we write a group by and the sum function, right? It's similar to that only. Similarly for each country, what is the maximum amount, that if you want to find out maximum, you select, you will get the what is the maximum amount each country, you will be able to see that. So I hope you got the idea. It's very simple. Do practice. Hello everyone. So we will continue our AWS Glue practical part, and in this particular video we are going to see about derived column transformation in a AWS Glue. It's very important transformation. So what is the usage and how actually we use in a AWS Glue pipeline, we are going to see in this particular video. A derived column transformation used to create a new column or modify existing column by applying a expression or the calculation logic. What is a derived column transformation? So with the help of the derived column transformation, you can modify existing column. Suppose I have one of the column salary. Now in this salary column itself, if you want to modify this salary column, so for that you can use a derived column transformation. Or suppose your requirement is like, based on this salary column you want to derive a new column, like salary new column you want to derive. So that also you can do. Let's take one example so that you will get better idea. Suppose I have one of the column salary. Here all the salaries are mentioned, like suppose 1000 is there. Similarly second employee salaries are 2000, like that. I have one of the salary column. Now my requirement is like, I want to create a new salary column. I want to create a new salary column. And what is the logic I want to apply? Suppose every employee got a 10% increment. Every employee got a 10% increment. So whatever the new salary, right, that actually I want to store into this particular column. So that is my requirement. So in this case, what actually I will do, I will apply some kind of the expression, right, and based on that I will derive this. So if you have this kind of the requirement where based on one column you want to derive another column, so you can use a derived column transformation, and this logic actually you can apply. So what will be the new salary? 1100. Like that the calculation you will apply and you will get the result. So this is one of the use case. Based on one column, if you want to derive a new column, you can use a derive column transformation. Second use case is like if you will pass the same column name. So here if you have to derive new column, right, then you have to pass the new column name. But suppose if you are not passing a new column name, you are passing the same name. So in existing column itself, it will be modified. So this is the two use case. With the help of the derive column, existing column itself you can modify or you can derive a new column. If you will pass the same name, existing column will be modified. If you will give the new name, new column will be derived. Now let's take another example. Suppose you have a ETL pipeline. In this ETL pipeline, you want to add a current date. So what actually you can do? You can create a derived column transformation and you can add a load date. So whenever my pipeline is running, right? So suppose if it is running today, right? So what is the today's date? That actually I want to add into my final data set. So that actually you can achieve with the help of the derived column transformation. Second use case is like calculated amount. Suppose here we are doing a calculation, right? If you have this kind of the scenario, you can use a derived column transformation. Now third is the categorized data using a business logic. Suppose I have a requirement. If my salary is less than 10,000, so I want to store as a low salary. If the salary is greater than 10,000, then I want to store as a high. If I have this kind of the scenarios, like in SQL we use a case statement, right? So that kind of the logic also you can achieve with the help of the derived column transformation. Next is the extract the date, parts, year and month. Suppose you have a one of the date column, and from that particular date column if you want to derive year or month, right, you can do with the help of the derived column transformation. String transformation. Suppose in one of the column we are getting a string value. Now that value you want to make it proper, like suppose you want all the column values should be in uppercase or lowercase, right? So those kind of the logic also we can apply. So with the help of the derived column transformation, we can modify existing or we can also derive a new column based on the calculation. It's very important, and most of the ETL pipeline we use this transformation a lot. So let's do a practical and let's understand. I will open my AWS Glue. First, I will show you the data. So we will use the same data. So in a order data bucket we have created, right? So in order data bucket, in a order, we have a order CSV file. Now I will go to AWS Glue. So I will search for the glue here. AWS Glue, search for the AWS Glue. Now here, we'll click on the ETL Jobs. In ETL Jobs, you can see if you want to create a new job, right, click on the Visual ETL. Now, first thing you have to select your source. My source is Amazon S3, so I'll select this. S3 location we have to pass. So my location is in this particular folder, so I'll select this. Data format is a CSV, so I'll select this. And if you want to see, right, you have to select the IAM role. Like in previous video also we had done, right? Here also we have to do in a similar way. Once you will do this, you have to start the session. Now after this, once it will be started, you should be able to see the data. Means you are able to read this data properly or not. Now after that, what we will do, we will apply a transformation. So if you click on the plus, right, you should be able to see a different kind of the transformation. Before to that, let's this to be completed so that we will be able to see a data. Now you can see I am able to read this data. We have order ID, amount, country and all. Now let's see how actually we can apply a derived column transformation. So select that, transform. Here you will see one derived column transformation. Somewhere you can see derived column. Select this, click on the derived column. Now here what actually you want to do. So I have a amount column, one of the column amount. I want to derive a new column amount new. And what actually I want to do? My column name is amount. I want to do a multiplication of 100. So what will happen? One new column will be derived, and what actually it will do? Based on the existing amount column, it will do a multiplication of 100. So you can see this is the amount column I already have in my source data. I am deriving a new column amount new, and what actually I am doing? I am doing a multiplication of 100. So if you had to derive a new column based on the existing column, you can use a derived column transformation. Now here, if I'll pass the same name, if I'll pass the amount itself, now what will happen? Let's see. Now you can see session is started. Here you will be able to see. Now you can see in the existing column itself it got modified. So if you'll pass the same name, existing column itself will be modified. If you want to derive a new column, the new column will be derived. So this is a one of the use case. Now what actually I want, so now we have a amount new also. What actually I want, whenever I will run the pipeline, whatever the current date, right, that I want to store. So as of now we have derived one column. Now again I want to apply a one more, right? So what I will use, again I will use a derive column. So again new derive column I have applied. You can give the proper name. Suppose I will give the name as a load date. And here what I want to do, I want to create a load date column, and here you have to pass the I want to store a current date, so I will use a current date. In a SQL we have a this current date, right? So the same way I am passing here. So like all the SQL expression you can pass. Now what will happen? You can see load date got created. What is the today's date? 7th of February, right? So you can see it's coming into the load date. So like that, if you want to derive any column, right, that actually you can do it. Now suppose your requirement is like based on this load date you want to derive the year, month or something. So you have to select this. Let me add a new column. Let me use the derive column again. And now what actually I want, so we have a I will want to create a year column, and I will apply a logic year load date. So we already have one load date column which we derived, right? Based on that I want to extract the year. So let's see whether it's working or not. So this load date we have derived, and based on that year column actually I am deriving. Similarly, if I want to extract only the month, right? So if I write a month here, so I should get only the month based on the load date. So if I'll show you, you can see 2nd February, right? So this actually derived. So the name you can change anything. So like this also we can do. Now let's have a one more scenario. Now I want to have a one condition. If the amount is greater than, if the amount is less than 300, then I want to save as a low. If it is a greater than 300, then I want to save as a high. That is the logic I want to apply. So how actually I can do this? I select this derive column. I want to derive a business logic amount type something. Here I want to apply a condition case when amount is less than 300, then I will say it is a low, and when amount between 300 and 500, then I will say medium, otherwise I will say high. Like how actually we use in our SQL, right? The same expression I am writing here. Now let's see it's working fine or not. So I am writing when amount is less than 300. So if the amount is less than 300, it is deriving as a low. If it is between 300 to 500, it is saying medium. Otherwise, it is saying as a high. So if I show you high, amount is 550, right? That's why it is saying it is a high. So like this condition also we can apply. So if you have to derive any new column, or if you want to modify existing column, we use a derive column. Now after this, what actually you can do, if you will apply a sync, right? So in the sync, this all the new column will be saved. So you just have to apply a plus. You can add a target wherever you want to store, and your pipeline will be ready. And after that, the same, you have to save it, you have to go into the job details, you have to select this all the steps, and you have to run the pipeline. That's how. But I hope you got the idea how to use a derived column transformation. Hello everyone. So we will continue our AWS Glue practical part, and in this particular video we are going to see about concatenate column transformation. So in previous video we had used the derived column transformation, right? Now if I'll show you, if I'll remove the target one first, now if I'll show you the final this a derived column. So this is what we have derived. Now we are going to see about the concatenate transformation. Now suppose your requirement is like you want to concatenate this amount and country. So how actually you can do this? So you have to come this into the transformation. You have to come into the, you have to select the concatenate transformation, this one. And after that, once you will select this, what is the new column name you want to give? So I want to give the name as a new something. I will give new column. Which two column you want to concatenate, so that you have to select. So suppose order ID and the load date I want to concatenate, so I will select this order ID and the concatenate. Now so if I show you, one new column will be derived, and what actually it has done, it has concatenated order ID and the load date, order ID and the load date. But suppose based on the something I want to do, right? So suppose I will pass the this this symbol. Now in this case what will happen, you can see first it is coming order ID, then dash, then the load date we can see. Similarly if you want to make it slash, right? Now what will happen, based on the slash actually it will concatenate. So if your requirement is like you want to concatenate multiple columns, right? So that's how actually you can do it. Now suppose you have to create a key hash or something where multiple concatenate you want to do based on the space, right? You can do it. So if I'll show you, now suppose you want to create a key hash and the value hash. Generally we use in a SCDs, right? So suppose I want a multiple column which I want to concatenate. So based on the space, based on this space, so that actually you can do it with the help of this concatenate. So based on this actually it will be concatenated, or suppose based on the space only you want to do, that also you can do. So based on the your requirement we can use this. So I hope you got the idea what is the usage of the concatenate. Hello everyone, so we will continue our AWS Glue practical part, and in this video we are going to see about explode array transformation in AWS Glue. Suppose my data is like this. This is my source data. In one of the column I am getting a values like this in the form of the array. Now if you share this data with your analytical team, it's very difficult for them to do analysis because the data is in the form of the array. So what generally they expect, like they expect all the data in the form of the rows instead of the array. So in this case what generally they do, they will ask your data engineers to explode and do the transformation and to convert this array value in the form of the row values. So for that what we use the explode transformation. So you can see, so after doing the exploit, how actually it will look like for 101 mobile, 101 mobile, then again 101 charger, again 101 charger, then again 101 earphone, again 101 earphone. Previously only one record we were getting for all these three items, but now we after explode I am getting three values: 101 mobile, 101 charger, 101 earphone. Similarly for the 102 we have a two items, right? So again we will get a two, one for the laptop and one for the, I think here one more insert will happen, same value 102, and this will be a mouse, this will be a mouse, this will be a mouse. So like this actually it work, like this actually it will work after explode, means converting the array based on here. If it is three values there, so based on the three rows will be created. If here it is five value, based on that five rows will be created. So that is a explode transformation. So as of now my data in the form of the, if I show you, in the form of the JSON. So in generally in the JSON only we see this kind of the data. Now our requirement is like to read this and to convert into a proper tabular or in the row format. So I will open my AWS Glue. What I will do, I will go to the visual ETL. So I have uploaded this data in one of the bucket. So if I'll show you, this is the bucket I am using. In this bucket, this order explode practical.json, this particular file is there. Now I have to create a visual ETL. I am in AWS Glue. I have created a visual ETL. Click on the Amazon S3. Select this. First, we have to pass a particular bucket. The same, right? What actually we were doing previously, we had to select in the same. I will do the slash so that I can read the JSON. Format, I'll select the JSON. Now IAM role you have to select. So I will use the bookmark role which we have created previously. Click on the start session. Now it should be able to read the JSON data properly. Let's see whether we are able to read this or not. Now you can see we are able to read and we can see the values coming like this in items, right? In the form of the array only it is coming. Now if you have to do explode, right, what you have to do, you have to select this, go to the transformation, and the below you will see one of the transformation explode array or map into rows. Select that, select column, which column, items column I will select, new column, which new column you want to derive, I want to derive name as a item, or if you will give the same name, right, items also, that is fine, you can give the same name. Now what will happen, you can see multiple 101 record and it is coming in the mobile, charger and earphone, like multiple in the it's coming. Previously if I'll show you, only for 101 only one record was there. Similarly for 102 also one record was there. Now if I'll show you in the final output here, 101 3 record got created, 102 2 record got created. So whatever was coming in the form of the array we have converted into a row. Now if you'll see here, we also had 103 and 104. This value was null, right? Now, but here we are not able to see the value because this also we have to select include null. If we'll select this, that value also will be included. 103 and 104 because it was a null, right? So that's why it's coming. So like this is very useful. If you have a array and if you want to convert it to a row, you can use this. Hello everyone, so we will continue our AWS Glue practical part, and in this particular video we will see about the flatten transformation. So in previous video we have seen, right, if we are getting a data in the form of the array, what actually we were doing a export and we were converting into a multiple rows. Now suppose in this same data, so I am using a same data whatever we have used it previously, right, orders explode practical.json. If I'll show you, as of now you have to first click here, we are not able to read this, so first you have to select this so that we will be able to see this data also. Now one of the column I am getting a data like this in the form of the nested, where this is the column and here I am getting a value in the form of the dictionary. Laptop value is null, mouse value is null, mobile value is 15,000, charge value is 1200, earphone value is 2500. Now if you are getting a data in this particular format and if you have to flatten it, then how actually you can do that? If I'll show you the JSON, you will get better idea. So if you see, I am getting a one of the column, this one item price map, and under that I am getting a value like this. So this I had to do a flattening. So how actually I can do that? So first you have to select this, you have to select this, you will see flatten. So you have to select the flatten. Now after that automatically it will do a flattening. So you can see item price map dot mobile and value is 15,000. Similarly for charger 1200, for the earphone 2500, for the laptop it is null, for the mouse it is null. So previously if I show you, this is my source data, a laptop null, mouse null, mobile 15,000, charge 1200, like this is it was there, right? Now based on this actually it converted the new column. You can see item price map dot mobile 15,000, like that. Like that actually we can convert into a, we can do a flattening. It's very simple, right? Now if you want to do a renaming of this all the columns, so you have to select this. We have one more rename column transformation available that you have to select and then you can do that. If I'll show you rename field, you have to select this, and if you'll select this mobile, right, I want to give the name as a mobile. So what will happen? Now previously whatever it was coming, right, that got converted into the mobile. Like that the rename field transformation also you can apply it for the multiple field, and that's how actually we can handle. So I hope you got the idea how actually we can do a flattening if you're getting a data in the form of the uh, dictionary or which you want to do a flattening.